Luna Eclipsed. Now, before I get into this, let me put a disclaimer out there. I don't dislike Luna, nor is she any gripe of mine in the episode. She has her good moments, and her behavior is justified. She's returning to a culture after years and years of banishment, so it makes sense why she's having trouble comprehending what Nightmare Nights even is, and why the townsfolk respond to her the way they do. The episode itself, however, is just... Starting with the pros, this episode provides a lot of comedic moments, especially from Luna and her interactions with Twilight and her friends. And Spike has some funny moments too. Some effects like Luna's hoodie turning into bats was something I didn't quite notice the first watch through, and I must say it's a cool effect. The setting obviously does a good job setting the Halloween mood without going too far and freaking all the kids out. But that's about where the positivities end. Now, I don't dislike the episode, I just found it confusing. Firstly, according to the legend of Nightmare Moon, she eats ponies, but so long as you don't wear a costume, you can hide from her. Does Ponyville really think Nightmare Moon is that easily fooled? You can clearly tell the difference between a pony dressed as a ladybug and an actual ladybug. And it isn't like Nightmare Moon was fake, she was as real as Twilight's OCD. And do the ponies give all of their candy away? Cause it's displayed as such, and I don't see how that can be fun for any kid to give all of their sweets away, especially to a night demon of cannibalistic nature. I know this is supposed to be a spooky story for kids, but these are some pretty glaring flaws. But my biggest complaints originate from the townsfolk, and for multiple reasons. First of all, Luna clearly isn't Nightmare Moon anymore, and the town knows what she is and looks like now, so why do they still fear her? When she's reformed in the Season 1 premiere, it shows the town accepting her with no signs of worry or terror, and now they suddenly think she's a monster from the skies? Why? Well, it's easy to argue that it's because it's Nightmare Nights, a holiday that, in the pony culture at least, is a time of year where being scared is considered fun and a form of celebration and participation, and yeah, that makes sense a little bit, but don't you think the town would have figured out right away that Luna didn't register this? That she's brand new to such a thing? It could easily be seen that Luna didn't quite grasp the idea of the holiday and how the children, and to a possible extent the town, seem to enjoy being scared. Luna, having little experience with such social norms, showed signs of being genuinely offended by the town being afraid of her. What makes this so confusing to me is the fact that the episode implies the town really was scared of her, and at the end it suggests otherwise, that they enjoy it and want her to scare them. And then it shows the town enjoying her presence and participation in all the games. What? This also ties into why I didn't particularly like Pinky in the episode, and why I also found the message misplaced. Addressing the message first, it seems unfitting given the circumstances. It seems to be that even if someone comes off as scary, offering them friendship shows a kinder person underneath. The problem with this is such a message doesn't correspond with the solution in any way. Pinky never extended a hoof of friendship to Luna until Twilight asked her to, and the town didn't seem keen on doing so at all either. When it seemed like they were getting along fine, it was ruined in 2 seconds. The solution was to scare the ponies more because they actually enjoy it? That seems like it would only worsen the situation and have an opposite effect. It doesn't connect with the message at all. If the town was just milking the holiday and not as genuinely afraid as was implied, shouldn't the message be more along the lines of embracing the fun and not being too serious about things? And even then, that message isn't great either. And if they were genuinely scared, well, why is it implied that they weren't at the end of the episode as soon as the solution was dropped? That being said, was anything really learned here? Cause I got nothing out of this. I can sort of see where they were headed, but it didn't really feel like it concluded properly. The children were shown in a similar light, being scared all the time and then saying they wanted to be scared. Why at the end then does it show the town getting along with Luna just fine? Did the children tell the town she isn't that bad? When did that happen? And why would that work, especially considering she tore up the town and the fact that adults don't really think children have any say in such dire situations? Now, let's address Pinkie Pie. While Pinkie did claim she had fun being scared, it isn't hard to see that Twilight really wanted Pinkie to get along with Luna. So wouldn't it be enough common sense for Pinkie to think,
well, if Twilight wants me to get along with Luna, maybe I shouldn't run away screaming bloody murder.
It's debatable as to whether or not Pinkie has this level of rational thinking, but for me at least, I don't see why she wouldn't. I think she's more than capable of putting 2 and 2 together. She's not an idiot, she just can be a bit oblivious under certain circumstances, this not being one of those situations. So yeah, overall I found this a dizzying ride of an episode from a logical perspective. A few of the characters, specifically the town and Pinkie Pie, were a bit dislikable, and I just don't feel like I understand it. Of course, confusion isn't an entirely good reason to dislike an episode, and I'm sure some of the people who do like it watching this might be able to shed some light for me. That being said, I'll be generous and give this 3.5 Novas out of 5. Decent, just hard to follow. And so, with the music playing, I'm Cavatina, and I will see you on the next Starry Night.